We'll call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our last meeting. They were sent out ahead of time.
I'll move to approve as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, second by Commissioner Heiser to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of agenda. Sally, did you have anything?
I do. I need to add 2 utility easements for the PSC property, the engineer job description, and the DOT local match for the bridge inspections.
And DOT match?
Yes.
That. Okay, thanks. All right. Guess I would look for a motion to approve the agenda as presented and with the additions from the auditor.
I'll move to approve with the additions.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the agenda with the additions that the auditor stated. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. A public comment, and we have one public comment signed in, Kurt Heinert on a section line. If you want to come forward to the microphone, the online people can hear too.
The online guys, huh?
Yep.
Well, I guess there was a dispute on the section line 10, 12 years ago, and it all went through here with your guys' lawyer, the Dunn County lawyer and everything, so it's got to be on a record. But the dispute pushed everybody back there 33 feet, and one of the neighbors pulled his fence and is farming right up to the section line again, and he was the one that started all this mess. So I think the paperwork should be found, and he should be corrected on what he is doing.
Okay.
Is why I'm here.
Right. So just, you said this went through the state's attorney several years ago.
Yeah, he had the state's attorney here, and we had to hire an attorney too, and come down here and argue it. And me and the other neighbor ended up pushing the road through a slough hole that used to roll around his, but it never had an easement. So when he bought the land, he shut that little slough hole off, and we couldn't get through.
Okay.
We were both landlocked back there without that section line. So it was a big mess. And now he went and pulled his little 2-wire fence up, and he's farming all the way back up to the section line. And he shouldn't be.
You have a street, and
Well, I got all the paperwork here.
you have this, just so everybody knows exactly where you're talking about, what avenue or street you're on?
Well, according to this, it'd be an 18th Street Southwest, 143 North, 95 West,
Okay.
what, range 35 or whatever it is?
95? Or section 35?
Yeah.
Tracy, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead, Pat. Thank you.
Is Mr. Miller complaining that the neighbor is farming up to the section line road? Is that the complaint?
Mr. Kurt Heinert.
Yeah, Kurt Heinert's complaining. And it's Dale Dvorak that's doing it.
But he can farm all the way to the middle of the section line road. There's nothing that prohibits that.
But he's got paperwork signed because we had a dispute on this section line. There's paperwork signed that he was supposed to back off 33 feet.
I have no idea, but the law is that the section line lies on this fellow's property. He technically owns his property to the middle of the section line road easement. and he can farm it and cultivate it. What he can't do is obstruct it. So if the farming, and we've always taken this position everywhere in the state, that if his farming activities obstruct the section line, then if somebody damages his crop because they're transporting or moving on it in a reasonable manner, that's his problem, okay? But there is no law that prohibits him from putting crops in a section line easement as long as it's on his half, his 33 feet of that easement. So whatever paperwork you have there, you need to get to our office today, because that, you know, I have become an unfortunate expert on this section line road dispute stuff, and there is nothing that prohibits farming on a section line road. It simply prohibits obstructing it so that a person cannot travel on it.
Even if he had disputes before where he signed an easement that he would back off 33 feet?
That would be a civil matter between you two folks, and we would have no jurisdiction over it, because the law is that he owns the section line easement to the middle of it. This is federal law, not state law. We have nothing to say about it. In fact, there's a case that says that the section line roads under Lake Sacagawea are still open. And I'm sorry, but I can't drive down Lake Sacagawea. So bottom line is, in North Dakota, the section line road is an easement. That means that the property owner owns his property to the boundary, and that's the middle of the section line road. He can farm it, he can repair it. We had a complaint down here that a farmer had plowed it and graded the section line, and the township was upset because they didn't want him doing that. But at the end of the day, my deputy came in at the hearing and said he actually improved the section line road. And there's a case that says that if a farmer grades a section line and it actually improves it, no harm, no foul. So if you have a written agreement with him, that would be a civil matter that you would have to take up in district court yourself. The county commission would have no jurisdiction over it unless he is obstructing you from being able to travel down that section line.
Even though this agreement was made right here in this court with the county lawyer, huh?
I have no idea what you're referring to. I'd have to review those documents. And at this point, all we have is your interpretation of it. I have no idea what the objective facts are.
Well, it's got to be all documented because everything went through this county commission.
And that would be an
Gotta be-
open records request, Ms. Auditor, so we need to check through the records to see if any such hearing existed and if the minutes were preserved.
Okay, so Sally can maybe check back in the minutes. And meanwhile, maybe if you can see if there's anything recorded or you have any documentation to provide to the state's attorney's office, we can go from
Oh,
there.
I'm sure I got to have something somewhere because I had a lawyer fee.
Hey, Kurt, is there a date on there? So Sally, you know, what date is on your paperwork?
I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but it's been a while. It's got to be over 10 years that we had this dispute.
So Sally can do a search, an ARCA search?
Yeah, I'll do
Probably
ARCA search.
with your name and Dale DeVorox, and should show up.
I remember when we did this.
Yeah,
Your mom was still alive.
well, she still is, but she moved to town.
Oh, okay, moved out the farm then.
Yep.
Because I know she was out there. when
It's
we-
older than 14.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in, Kurt.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
You bet. Hey, Mike Miller, our IT whiz. So Mike, when he started as our IT specialist, he went through 3 different courses to get certification, and he has completed those. Normally takes over a year, and he did it in just a few months. The one is Comp TIA, Security Plus certification. The second course, Network Plus certification, and Comp TIA A Plus certification. So we prepared these certificates for him, and we'll present them to him when he's able. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention that he's finished those certifications. So proud of him, and he's been doing a fantastic job for us. So, okay, I wanted to just let everyone know about that. Hey, engineers and road department reports. And first up is Carl. There he is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. A few minor updates. 92nd Avenue, we started to kind of have some discussions regarding that. See where that progresses. Right now, there's nothing to update on there. 12th Street, plans are pretty much finalized. We're been working through negotiating those easements. I do have the state trust land on that one. We're just working through that process. And one other landowner remaining. As soon as I have those wrapped up, hopefully early next week at the latest, I'll get those bid documents together and that bid opening scheduled. 16th Street, scheduling easement meetings for those. I've had a few discussions, so we're kind of chasing those around as well. That one should be put out to bid probably sometime after the 12th Street project. 20th Street, we're about 90% planned. I've requested credit availability from Ducks Unlimited. We're working through that process there. 86th and the 9th, no real update on that one, just kind of working through the final grading. 98th, working through the permit process on that one. The newer design projects, we did complete all the field surveys. Been working through some preliminary grading and drainage. We did start receiving the Class 3 cultural resource inventory reports for those projects. So once we have the wetland reports, we can begin our environmental impact evaluations and start creating our mitigation plans for those, working through avoidance and putting a plan together. So any question on any of those projects? Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl.
Darren, you're on.
Morning, Commissioners. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good morning. Good. Good morning.
Excellent. Good. And hopefully I'm not blasting your ears out. But coming to you from sunny South Dakota here at a transportation conference, so I apologize I couldn't attend in person, but I do have some updates as well, mainly pay requests. Our first update or status report here is 119th Avenue Southwest. Madam Chairman, as you're probably well aware, CSI has completed the project and we're working through the final quantities on that. We have pay request number 1 to present to the commission in the amount of $821,478.79, and we would recommend approval. Just as note, this amount includes liquidated damages that they started occurring as soon as they broke ground. So they had 17 working days what it took them to complete the project. So that cost them $25,500. The liquidated damages were $1,500 a day. That's reflected in that quantity of $821,478.79. At this point, we're recommending approval.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I move that we pay request number 1 on 109th Avenue in the amount of $821,478.79 to CSI.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to pay estimate number 1 to CSI in the amount of $821,478.79 for the 119th Avenue project. Any discussion?
Darren, I get this one simple question here. This 25,500 was deducted for?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And There's no retainage or anything on this project then? Everything-
There's still retainage. We haven't closed it out. So generally, Commissioner Olson, what happens is we'll come up and compile our final quantities. They'll come up with what they have until we reach an agreement on that. That's when we close out the contracts.
Okay. Any further discussion? We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, the motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. And Madam Chairman, I did send an email to Sally yesterday, so she should have paper copies for you as well in case you would like to sign up and then at your leisure,
Yep.
but okay. Moving on, so 99th Avenue Southwest, so that was Martin Construction's project. They have finished that project as well, and there were a couple of soft spots out there that they hit here early this week. We're working through the final quantities with them, just like we are with CSI. We have pay request number 3 to present to the commission at this time in the amount of $156,520.88, and we are recommending approval.
Madam Chair, make a motion to pay Martin Construction estimate number 3 for $156,520.88.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $156,520.88 to Martin Construction. Any discussion?
One other question, Darren, I think Mike had verified it yesterday that one landowner was concerned about some tree stumps, and was that all cleaned up and taken care of?
So I was told it was, however, I talked to the gentleman or the landowner, and I think there's still some stuff that he would like done. He's also got a question regarding the location of his fencing, whether he wants it put at the established permanent right-of-way line yet, or if he just wants to keep it temporary. So my interactions with Mr. Benz is not finished yet, and we're very congenial to each other, so I don't anticipate a problem. I'll make sure that gets taken care of, Commissioner Heiser.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
I hope we're dealing on another easement with him, so.
Yeah. No.
Sooner you can get it taken care of, the better.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and that's kind of the fencing company went rogue on that one. That wasn't anything that they did under our direction, but nope, we'll definitely let them know.
Okay.
And
Anything
just,
else?
well, and just for the clarification to Commissioner Olson, so just like on the CSI project, so this does not release the retainage on Martin Construction's project either. So until we get through those final quantities, we still have dollars held on this contract too.
Okay. We'll have roll call vote on the motion.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. So moving on, this is probably one of the more exciting ones. So submittals have been approved for.
We're losing, okay, can you start over? We
Sure.
lost you there. Okay,
You lost my audio?
yep,
Okay, I apologize.
better.
Here. So
Yep.
hotel connection, so it could be sketchy. So we'll try again here. So Manning, we finally heard a little bit back from JK Excavating. I see I have Justine up there. It's actually Justin, but submittals have been approved. We got the DOT permits back from them as well. Justin has indicated that he would like to get started on this project probably late May, early June. I talked to Superintendent Carey yesterday, and so when I get back into the state here, we'll work together and coordinate a pre-construction meeting. I would anticipate Mr. Carey and then probably somebody from the commission or whoever else from the commission wants to join, as well as Holly and Manning Waterworks Group 2 would all be invited to this, but we don't need to determine that date now, but just so you all know, that's going to be in the works here in the next week or two. So any questions on that?
No.
Okay, I don't hear any. So I will keep on going here. So 2025 at the last commission meeting, the first for 7th Street from 101st to 97th, there was the issue with the one landowner. I think as it stood at the last commission meeting, a letter was going to be sent regarding some additional work that he had wanted before signing an easement. I'm not sure where that stands. I talked with Superintendent Carey the other day here, and I think it's in process, or it will be in process. Is that something we need to discuss, or is it just still en route?
Is there any progress on that, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we're just waiting to hear back from him.
Okay. Sure. And I just kind of had it as a placeholder, so we'll continue on then. So the second part of 7th, from 97th to 94th, we have actively been out there and meeting with landowners and collecting right away, and it's been going well. A couple things. One of the landowners is currently out of the country, so I haven't been able to get a hold of her, but she signed off on the first part of 7th Street, so I don't anticipate any issues there. Another landowner has some unrelated legal matters that he's trying to attend to and would prefer to address this after that. I think his legal matters should be wrapped up at the end of May, but everything's going well on that. I don't anticipate any major hiccups there, so we'll continue on that. I have 3rd Street on there again. This one was tabled due to budgetary constraints. Once we get down to the 7th, that's kind of been our priority. We'll look at collecting right away on that. We haven't made or focused any of our efforts on that. For 2026, got this kind of the same thing. That's with the unresponsive landowners out there. I know Superintendent Carey's made a couple attempts to try to get a hold of those group or the lady out there, and I'm not sure if he's had much success either, but I'll go out there again, Mike. I know we've tried to coordinate and get out there at the same time, and I think Mike's been spread pretty thin, but there's some things that we should look at out there. One of them is there's already a pipe out there that goes past 33 feet, so I think it extends out to about 40 or 50 feet, so it's already past what the 33-foot right of way is, but those are all kind of things that we'll have to just hammer out, and hopefully she'll become responsive here, so.
Okay.
And I think that's all I have for you all at this point.
Any questions for Darren? Thank you, Darren.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy the conference.
Thank you, ma'am.
James.
Morning, Commission.
Good morning.
Just the update for north segment there of 82nd Avenue. Core permitting is secured. All landowners have given us positive feedback on this project. Plans and engineers estimate are 95% complete, and we would like to schedule a review with Superintendent Carey for his comments on design and land acquisition.
Have you started getting easements?
No, we've been instructed to get permission from the board before or from the road department before we actually start securing, but it sounds like everybody's positive.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, James. Okay. Highlands.
Morning, Commissioners. Andrew Schrank with Highlands Engineering. Just one project to update you on today, the 15th Street Southwest and 118th Avenue Southwest reconstruction project. We're continuing to work on easements. We've been fairly successful here the last month or so. We have all but actually 3 landowner easements have been signed. 2 of those, we have verbal agreements. One is out of the country and will be back here in the next week or so, and she has said as soon as she's back, she will sign. One is waiting till the final owner that we've been unable to get a hold of will sign. He asked for a few changes that we've made. We're working to get a meeting with him to review those. He was supposed to stop in and didn't, so we're working to get that rescheduled just to review those changes with him. The third landowner I know Mr. Heiser has been in contact with and has had some successful communication, so I think we're making progress on that route. And as long as he signs, we should be able to obtain all these easements. We're hoping to have everything here ready to start advertising by the end of the month if we can get these easements in place. So making progress here and just kind of waiting for this final landowner to be agreeable. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to address those as well.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you,
Andrew.
Andrew.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Hey, Jeremy.
Good morning. Got a mix of pay estimates and bid openings to report on. Starting with the pay estimate for the 10th Street, 113th Avenue, and 7th Street project that's being built by Bronco Brothers. We have pay estimate number 9. The amount is $847,332.47, which we would recommend payment to Bronco Brothers for that project.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I'd move that we pay estimate number 9 in the amount of $847,332.47 on the 10th Street project to Bronco Brothers.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to pay estimate number 9 in the amount of $847,332.47 to Bronco Brothers on the 10th Street Northwest project. Any further discussion? Do roll call.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson?
Yes, motion carries.
Just a kind of a status update for the project. The grading is finishing up. I think they'll finish in the next few days. By the end of the week, they should have the grading done. Then they'll have topsoil respreading and stuff like that. One of the other things that's starting today is the cement treat subgrade operation. So there's still going to be the pilot car in operation, but grading is winding down. That cement operation is probably going to go for the next, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. So winding down, but there still will be the pilot car for the next couple weeks or more. Next project, the paving phase of that project, we did have a pre-construction meeting middle of April. We don't really know what their schedule is, other than we suspect it's going to be sometime in July is what they've told us so far. Another pay estimate is for 103rd Avenue. That's being built by Edward H. Schwartz Construction. We have pay estimate number 2 prepared, which we are recommending payment. The amount is $219,576.03, which is payable to Edward H. Schwartz Construction.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to pay estimate number 2, Edward H. Schwartz Construction for 11th to 7th Street for $219,576.03.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to pay estimate number 2 to Edward H. Schwartz Construction on the 103rd Avenue from 11th Street Southwest to 7th Street Southwest. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson?
Yes, motion carries.
Kind of a brief status update on that project. They will be setting that box culvert for that project, I believe tomorrow, perhaps. They should finish Friday, setting the box by the time they backfill and allow traffic back over. It'll probably be early next week. So between 10th and 11th is closed, just to allow the contractor to accelerate his schedule a little bit. But I would say by this time next week, that road should be open to local traffic again. Next project on Spring Creek, that was bid in early April. No update on that one other than sometime this season they'll complete that work. Couple bid openings scheduled for today. The what we're calling Spring Creek Road east of 110th. Estimate is about a little over $600,000 for that project. Another project on 11th Street, bid opens, today the bid opening is scheduled for 10. Estimate is just over $1 million for that project, so we'll know here fairly soon what those numbers are. Couple other projects we're getting easements on. 114th Avenue, something I guess did come up in the last couple weeks. As we're negotiating with the final landowner, there is, on his property, there's about a mile of overhead power. It's in Rough Rider Electric Service Area. We don't really know what the cost is, but we believe it's probably approaching $300,000 to relocate that, either to an underground infrastructure. So kind of looking for direction from the county. I think we can make improvements to the road within the 33 feet. But that was kind of a bigger decision than I could make as far as whether the county wanted to spend, I'm going to say roughly $300,000 to move those poles to underground for that mile.
Madam Chair, I had conversations with him, and he was, I kind of get where he wants. He says, well, we take power poles down other places in the county. Apparently Jeremy can work around them. I said that I would not be able to make that decision. It would have to be a board decision because, you know, it is $300,000 that. A pretty good chunk of change, so I, for direction.
Have you talked to Rough Rider, or they?
Yeah, we've talked to Rough Rider on email only, to be honest with you. So we don't know exactly what that number is, but just on past history, it seems like it's about $300,000 a mile.
They don't have any plans of putting it underground themselves.
No, I think the expectation is that would be 100% county's cost because they're only doing it because of the potential road project.
You guys,
I guess I think if we can build the road safely
Yeah.
and keep the poles where they're at, keep them where they're at.
Okay. Like I said, we can make improvements. We've already redesigned that section. It'll be very similar to what we had designed before. And the one thing that's fortunate about this location is the road would be widened, but there's not a whole lot of hills to cut down. So we can, if there's one place we can work within the 33 feet of easement, it's probably this mile. So we can make improvements within that 33 feet.
I looked at it, the road is flat, it's doable.
is that kind of the direction we want to give Jeremy to just go ahead and make the improvements without the cost of moving the utilities?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
how we will proceed then. So we're tentatively looking at a mid-June bid opening for that project. The other project that we're working on, getting easements here and there, is in the Werner area. We met with an individual last week, got him signed. We got a couple other people on our list, and we're looking at a June bid opening, mid-June bid opening for that project. Commissioner Heiser, we might need your help on one landowner contact, but if everything comes in place, we're looking at a mid-June bid opening for that project. Miscellaneous things, nothing has really changed as far as the flex funding or the TA application. We haven't heard a response from the DOT on those. So any questions from commissioners I can try to address?
Casey, should we make a motion on that, that we stay in that 33 feet?
I don't know. I guess we can.
I guess I'd make the motion to go ahead and stay in the 33 feet and leave the poles up.
There's a second.
Second,
Okay. And that was on
114th.
114th Avenue.
Okay. So motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to stay within the 33 feet right away on 114th, that project. So, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jeremy. See you in a bit.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Mike.
Good morning.
Morning.
I don't have any utility permits for you guys. Blades, we're hauling gravel south of Dodge on 81st Street. Try to get some of those hills patched up a little bit. Got various blades out. We got a crew down in New Raddick that's working on the wash just to the east of New Raddick, trying to get a little bit better drainage through there for that pipe, Al.
Sure.
We got a crew down there today, they're working on that.
That's off Dunn Attic Road?
Yes. Yep. We got various blades out. The public, I'd like the public to know that we've got various blades out, but we're not really blading a lot with the lack of water, the lack of rain. We don't have a lot of water at our disposal. Any roads that are hard packed, we're kind of making a point to leave them. We don't want to lose our binder. Don't want a lot of dust and complaints in that area, so we're kind of, unless it's a road that needs a lot of attention, then we'll break it up. But if it's hard packed and they can travel around a few holes, we're just going to leave it. So just so the public knows that we're out there. But Mag crew is going right now. They completed First Street from Highway 8 to the Forbidden Highway. Should be on 92nd Avenue today. And from then, I believe they're going to be moving to 94th Avenue, south of Kurt Nodeland's. Need to kind of stabilize that. There's a lot of dust and a lot of loose rock. So other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, any questions for Mike?
You know, I think Mike's got a good game plan because we've been driving out, them roads are hard. There's no way there's enough water left or enough water power to put them back. So, and I think it's great you brought it up so the public is aware of it, because I'm sure if we do get some rain, you'll be in full force. But
Yes.
till then, I think he's just on a limited, the really bad one. So thanks for that, Mike.
So speaking of water, how about the status of the water well?
Well, I talked to Gregory, and I just can't remember, either there's 49 or 59 feet of sand. He said it should make a good well. I talked to him here this weekend, and he said he's got to bore it out, widen it, so he found water, and he just got to get it completed, and he was just kind of undecided how he was going to put the screens and stuff, so hopefully. And with it being dry, he said he's extremely busy, the ranchers, pumps and this and that, and so he just kind of works here when he can, and so he's thanking us for the patience, but sounds like he will make a good well.
Sounds good. All right, well, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, HR, Desi. 1 minute ahead of schedule. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a couple of things today. First off, I would like to start with some directed donations. We have an employee who was in need of some additional sick leave, and I do have some directed donations from other employees. If I could ask the board to approve those and get them signed.
Okay.
What's the motion need to say?
Just to approve the
Just
direct.
to approve the directed donation.
Okay, I move to approve the directed donations for the sick bag.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to approve the direct donations to the sick bay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. And the second thing that I have on the agenda today is the inclement weather policy. The board had directed the policy team to go back and review the inclement weather policy, which we did do. And you should have this packet at your desk. I did send it out, I believe it was last week. So the policy team's recommendation for the inclement weather policy is to keep the policy as it is, meaning that if the board were to close the buildings for any inclement weather, that they would maintain pay consistency for employees that could not work. There was a further recommendation made by the team to come up with some guardrails around how that decision would be made to close the buildings. Leaving in place, of course, the final say lies with the commission chair or the designee. So meaning if the guardrail said to close the building and the commission chair disagreed, you would still have the right to say know we're going to be open.
So we have this is the current policy, right? I mean, what we've had in place.
Yes, ma'am. So what your packet has, because the board did make the statement that they wish to change the policy. So what you have in front of you is the number 1 section would be what is currently in policy. And the number 2 section is language that would clarify the changes that the board wished to make. So what I would need from the board today is a motion to either keep the policy as stated or to change the policy as noted with the number 2 options.
Okay. So when you talked about some guardrails or conditions on how these closings are decided. So, we know that it's the sheriff, the chairman or designee of the commission that are on a call to make the determination, the emergency manager and the road superintendent, and they make that call. So if we had something that said, in the event of no travel advised specifically, or road closed, that would be criteria, right? And that's what several counties in the state does. They set up.
So the recommendation was actually made by the emergency manager to have those guardrails, and she did get an example from a neighboring county. I'm not certain that county implemented those guardrails, but she did get an example from them. And it was, like you said, if the state had closed the road, no travel advised, that would be a close the building type situation. And what she had given us was kind of a scoring system. So
Yeah.
if the road is closed, that equals a number 4, right? If the sheriff had made no travel advised for this county, then maybe that score would be a number 3 kind of thing. And then you added those things up. The guardrails wouldn't have to be that way. That was just one example that was given.
And that would not be part of policy. It would be, I mean.
It would be more of a procedure.
Yeah, procedure.
Yes, ma'am.
So when the policy team met, the discussion was, the state has a policy that a person should not lose their pay because of, through no fault of their own. Correct?
And I believe
When-
you have the century
Yep,
code. in
we
your
have
file.
that century code. And from what you know of other counties?
I have not found any other
Oh.
county that deviates from what the state has.
Okay.
With the exception of, there are other counties that have policies similar to ours in that essential workers that must come in do get extra pay for that
Right,
time.
yeah, okay. Yeah. And I think it's important to note, I mean, if a salaried employee is not going to lose any pay or have to take vacation because they have a salary. But what happens with this policy, someone, that's hourly, maybe those road department people that aren't out on the job, essentially, or the admin people, they're the ones that are, lose the pay. So I think that's important to note. So.
That was one of the discussions that the policy team had. While our policy, you can make a policy that states salary people must use their vacation leave. You can. But once that salary person has no leave left to use, state law outlines that you cannot reduce that person's pay. So the team's concern is that the greatest impact is going to be on our hourly employees, and the potential is there to negatively impact our newer employees that might not have that leave to take should a blizzard happen.
Okay.
Madam Chair, this is how I kind of feel about this. You know, Desi brought up a good point. Think this thing, we wouldn't need guardrails, we wouldn't have so much issues. This is how I think it should be done. If the DOT says no travel advised, then I'm okay with paying the people that don't show, can't get to work. And we know our road department are essential workers. I think they would plow each other out to get to work. So I think if the DOT says no travel, that's where we should hang our hat on instead of all these guardrails, and just make it simple. And we don't have to worry about, I mean, there's times in the morning, it's dark out. We don't know how much it's storming and this and that. So I think if the DOT says no travel advised, that's what our policies should be. I mean, there's people in the private sector in our commission room today. If their people don't make it to work, they don't get paid. So I think the public has pushed back enough on this stuff here. I think that's what our policy should be. And I would make that motion to, if the DOT says no travel advised, that's when we're gonna close the courthouse.
I don't know if that's the issue so much. I mean, it is partly, but do employees get paid?
No.
It's closed.
Well, if the DOT
Right.
says no travel, that's
Right.
where I think that would be the simplest.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to rely on the chairman and the road superintendent. If the DOT says no travel advised, then we pay our employees like we're doing today. I think that's the simplest.
So-
I'll second that.
Okay. So the section where it says, when an authorized delay or closure decision is made outside of normal business hours, every effort will be made to notify employees by 6:30. That's how it is now?
That is how it is now.
But-
There was discussion that
Right.
6:30 is a little late
Yeah.
for many of our employees because they live further away, their start times are earlier.
So would 5:30 be more appropriate? Or 5?
That don't accommodate our road department at all.
Yeah, 5 AM.
5?
There's guys there at 5 o'clock
Mhm.
ready, but
Yeah. So with that change, you're okay with that motion that it's 5 AM? Okay. Okay, is there any further discussion? Does that cover everything, Desi?
The only other item that I would ask for clarification on is if we are going to continue to provide that essential work pay for the people who do come in to work during those times.
As is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's the
Okay.
same. Okay. So there's a motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the policy for the inclement weather with the change of 5 AM notification. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
I would then bring this policy back for a second reading
Yeah,
at the next
this would be
meeting.
the first one, yeah. Thank you. And then, yeah, so we had asked at the last meeting to bring back the changes to the engineer job description, the engineer position. And Desi has put a copy of it at our table. We discussed them at the last meeting, so I guess in order to open the position, we would need to approve the job description and the salary range. And she has provided that information, correct? The salary, is that?
I did provide that information in an email.
Email, yep.
I have it here if you would like to see
Yeah.
this. copy.
Thanks. Okay. So, the full salary range is from $91,991 to $137,982. That's full salary range. New hire range, $91,991 to $120,000. $1,036, depending on experience. So that would have to be included in the job posting.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a comment. I personally think that with everything going on, we have, our economy is kind of on the rocks. I think we need to put this position on hold. I think Mike's got a good handle on what's going on. Our engineers come to this boardroom every 2 weeks. If there's a question that Mike doesn't have an answer for, he can get it very easily. I think if we all had listened to what our governor had said about cutting back, I think this is a good place for Dunn County just to put this position on hold. I really don't think we need to jump into it. Let's go through our budgeting season. Let's see what the oil's going to do. We have no idea. The oil's high today. We don't know, like governor says, what it's going to be 6 months from now. So I think we've got a good handle on what's going on in the road department. So I think this position should be put on hold.
You didn't get one? It's an email. Any other comments?
Yeah, my thoughts are we need to look to get Mike some help. He shouldn't have to be a one-man show, whether it's a county engineer or we go back to an assistant road superintendent or something. But say Mike gets sick or whatever, he's gone for a week or whatever. He needs some help in there. So we need to look, whether it's this position or assistant position, we need to look at hiring something to help him out.
He's got the code and he's got a lead in each of the shops. So I think we need just to rein in a little bit and just put this on hold. I don't think there's no hurry. I think Mike is doing just fine. I mean, Mike can speak for himself, but I just think we need to hold off. I think our road department is functioning fine. They're getting a lot of work done. So,
Madam Chairman, I'd move that we approve the job description, but let's put on hold right now and see where we are as far as putting it out for hire.
I'd second that motion.
Okay, so there's a motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the job description. And that includes the salary range that's provided?
Yep.
Okay. And put it on hold for the time being. Any further discussion? You know, I guess I feel that we should move ahead. I think it's looking to the future for this county. And, you know, this came on the recommendation of Brian Fuchs in Bismarck. And we talked with Matt Johnson from LTAP. And all the big 4 counties that have the road project impacts like we do have a road engineer or more than one. And I'm not looking for that. But I just think this would be a good liaison and give Mike the help that he doesn't have to be spread so thin. That's my opinion. Any further
You want to
discussion?
come up, Mike, and speak your opinions on it, I guess, or I don't want to talk for you.
As far as the way everything's going right now, everything's pretty much in the works. I really don't see that I would need a lot of help in the immediate future. I mean, everything's running pretty good. Not really spread thin, as thin as I thought I was gonna be. Dakota has really stepped up, essentially as my assistant, so he's taken on a lot of things that I thought I was gonna have to handle. I guess in my opinion, the only thing I'm scared of is with the revenue and everything being a little bit short and we hire an engineer and we get to December and we're going, oh my goodness, we're gonna have to lay off. I would rather hold off and keep the people we have than have to be faced with that decision. But as far as holding my own, so far I am.
Anything else for Mike or?
You let us know if you start getting in a hole.
I will.
He's not afraid to reach for help for Craig and I and ask.
Yeah.
And his crew has really stepped up.
Thanks, Mike. We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Are we making a motion for?
There was
the
already a
pol-
motion. Yep.
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries. Okay, what time? Oh,
May I bring these up to you
Yep.
for signature?
yep. And we really don't have time before bid opening for a break. Why don't we do the utility easements that Sally has?
We received 2 utility easements, right-of-way easement for Rough Rider Electric and one for Consolidated for the PSC lot. So we just need permission to get those right-of-way easements signed today, approved and signed.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the utility easements.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Olson, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the utility easements with Consolidated and Rough Rider for the PSC lot. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Okay. And the DOT compliance for bridge inspections?
Yep, so we do have one. It is, the cost, our total cost on this is $9,639.89. It's per progressive estimate 33. And we also need to sign the local match for the bridge inspection and load rating. So we just need approval for that.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to have Chair sign the documents.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson to approve the DOT bridge inspection documents and cost, or local match costs. We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton? Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries. Got 1 minute till bid opening. Anything on election update? Is that going to take very long?
No, that won't take very long. So just wanted to give everybody an update on the elections. Primary preparation is moving along. We have mailed out the applications. So if anybody's interested in filling out their applications, sending that back, we can get ballots out for absentee voting. And if you're not, we still have 4 polling locations on election day. We'll have one at the courthouse, one at Halliday City Hall, one at Twin Buttes in the Community Center, and one in Mandaree at St. Anthony's Church. And if you find you have any questions at all regarding the election, please give the auditor's office a call and we'll be happy to help you out.
Thank you, Sally. Any
Madam-
questions?
Madam-
Yeah.
oh, She's got a lot. Do you want to start opening the one she has already
Well,
reviewed?
it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, we can.
And then we can just go get the rest of them.
Okay, which project first? One is Spring Creek and the other 11th Street?
Either that or we take a break and let her catch up.
Okay. You ready for a little break? Okay, why don't we take 5 minutes and then while they finish opening up the bids, and we'll be back in a quick 5 minutes.
Just can't take any more business.
We got there to 3.1.
22, 3.1.
Nope, this is the other pile.
We got the other one.
Okay, you're doing the other one?
Yep.
Okay,
Which one we doing?
we're doing Spring Creek.
06.
Don't mix it up with that one.
1326.
We'll probably know by the amount.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Okay, so this is the Spring Creek project. The engineer estimate was 615,000.
I think we're still messed up here. The CP 132607, is that the one, Ron?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Okay, our first bid is from Trotter Construction. Total, all bid items, $593,635.80. $593,635.80. You don't have coffee here today. Okay, our second bid today is from Central Specials Incorporated. Total all bid items, $721,674.74. $721,674.74. Okay, our next bid is from Wagner. Total all bid items, $660,714.60. $660,714.60. Your next bid this morning is from Bronco Brothers Incorporated. Total all bid items, $726,032.69. $726,032.69. Your next bid today is from Wilson Construction Incorporated. Total all bid items, $887,318.91. $887,318.91. Your next bid today is from Edward H. Swartz Construction. Total all bid items, $766,962.48. $766,962.48. bid from Tunningheim Construction. Total all bid items, $707,427.50. $707,427.50. It's Tunheim Construction. This is our last one. Last bid today for this project is from Martin Construction Incorporated. Total all bid items, $658,712.78. $658,712.78.
So that's all the bids for the Spring Creek project. Now, 11th Street.
Okay, our first bid for this project is from Trotter's Construction. Total all bid items, $912,897.96. $912,897.96.
Who was that?
Trotter Construction. Okay, our next bid is from Central Specialties Incorporated. Total all bid items, $1,115,456.20. $1,115,456.20. Okay, our next bid is from Wagner. Total, all bid items, $1,570,586.35. $1,570,586.35. Your next bid is from Martin Construction Incorporated. Total all bids, $985,309.31. $985,309.31. Our next bid is from Edward H. Schwartz Construction. Total, all bid items, $1,040,000, $663.05. $1,040,663.05. Your next bid is from Wilson Construction Incorporated. Total all bid items, $1,327,305.31. $1,327,305.31. Our next bid is from Bronco Brothers Incorporated. Total, all bid items, $1,080,829.60. $1,080,829.60. Okay, our next bid is from K&J Contractors. Total all bid items, $915,463.13. $915,462.13. Last bid today is from Libachuk Construction. Total all bid items, $1,009,387.49. $1,009,387.49.
I think that was a record number of bids on the
Yes.
project, so. Jeremy, I guess we'll take the bids and check them out and report back to us. I'd like to thank all the bidders. It's great to have so many and appreciate you submitting bids on this project. Hey. Roosevelt Custer Regional Council update. Come on up. Thank you, Andrea.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I thought everyone came here to listen
Yep.
to me, but apparently not. Thank you for giving me a little time today. My name is Andrea Bowman. I'm the Rural Growth Coordinator with the Roosevelt Custer Regional Council. And so I just wanted to give a little update today on what's been happening with the council, in that we do have our budget ask for the 2027 budget. It feels like 25 just got over and we're already looking to 2027. So I just want to thank Commissioner Al Heiser does sit on our Roosevelt Custer Regional Council board, so thank him for his service and thank Dunn County for their continued support. I did provide you with a folder with some information, and I'm not going to go in detail of all of that because I know you guys can take the time to look at it. But I just wanted to point out a few things that are happening with the council, and just excited about things happening within our southwest region of North Dakota. I'd like to thank you. A lot of you were at our State of 8 meeting a couple weeks ago in Dickinson, so thank you for coming and supporting us there. I know our day got a little rushed, so we didn't spend as much time on our roundtable discussions as we hoped, but if you have anything that you think of, please feel free to reach out to one of us at the council. Now is the time when we're working to put together information on the things that we will focus on specifically going into this next legislative session. So in your folder, you will find our annual report that highlights some of the big things we worked on over the year. We also have our financial documents, that the programs we have available to provide support for businesses specifically within our region. We continue to grow that fund, so we have money available to lend out. Something new, we finally finally got our tourism strategic plan done. And so there'll be a full copy available in Carrie's office at the JDA. But I do have an executive summary in your folder. So if you don't want to read the whole 52-page strategic plan for tourism in Southwest North Dakota, you can look at the executive summary. And we also have one that we did specific to Dunn County. Each county had their own tourism strategic plan. And so with that, we are working to develop some resources to help each of our counties and our region as a whole move forward with some action steps, because a strategic plan doesn't do any good if it sits on a shelf. So we're hoping that we can roll out some of those resources very shortly as we anticipate an uptick in tourism and visitors in our region this next season. Also, you have our relocation guide that we finally got done, and some of you have maybe seen that before, but we are really excited to finally get that to print. It serves as a relocation guide to Southwest North Dakota as a whole, as well as a good resource for visitors and tourists to our area. And so can be found in the rest areas across all of North Dakota, and they're available in every county in our region. If you need more copies, I'd be happy to get them to you. With that, Shannon Ellig from our office and I will be attending the Accent West Tourism Conference next week in Medora, and we'll be promoting Southwest North Dakota as a whole. We have a lot of resources in there. I think we tend to take things for granted that we see every day in our communities, but we're excited to work on promoting that. You'll also see in your folder the flyer from Sarah Nagel and our Southwest Center Director, BCD Director. And Sarah's excited. She is now spending 1 day a month in Dunn County. So she is here the second Tuesday of the month. She's here in the courthouse to visit with clients. So we're excited to offer that service as well. And then one last brochure that I'm really excited about, near and dear to my heart, is our leadership development program that we're rolling out, our Arena Leaders program. My work history is in leadership development, so I'm super excited about this. And some of you have learned about this already, and it is on our website, but it is a leadership program specifically to the 8 counties in Southwest North Dakota. And I'm excited that I already have applications from individuals in Dunn County. So thank you for those of you that have passed this along and encouraged people to step up into this program. And with that, I guess I just wanted to, summarize that we do have our annual budget ask in the letter provided to you. This ask is the same as it has been the last couple years, and we really appreciate your continued support. The county support is really vital to the operations of our regional council, but we also want to try and keep it as minimal as we can, so we are able to keep it the same again for this next 2027 year. I think that is the main highlights I wanted to cover. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them, or my business card is in the folder, as well as our director, Taryn Dorr.
And I'd like to comment, my previous job, I've been around Roosevelt Custer for a lot of years. I think your team has taken this thing to a whole new level. I mean, I followed it for a lot of years, and staff is very helpful in the things that you guys provide and for our community and stuff. So pass the word along, your team's doing an awesome job.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought the event here, was it last week? I lost track of time.
As I was driving, it felt like last week, but I think it was
2
actually a
weeks
couple
ago.
of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was really good. Good information, so thank you for that. Got a lot going on. We all have a lot going on in the region, so it's great to see all the programs and the meeting in Medora. I think with the Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt Library opening up and the tourism that's going to bring to the whole region, not just Medora, is going to be significant. So.
No, Trish, I think you're right. There's been some comments made like to the people that are going to come visit the library, you know, like maybe go to the Kilder Rodeo. I mean, to see a real rodeo. So I think this community is just going to be just alive and hopping over the 4th.
Yes, we anticipate a lot of new visitors to our region, and we know we only get one chance to make a first impression. So we're hoping that we can really help our communities make that a good first impression and encourage people to come back again and visit.
Any other questions for Andrea? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Yep. See ya. So 10:45, we're a little early, aren't we? Sarah and Florine are here. We can go ahead with the Fair Board. What's going on?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us today. We just wanted to come and let the county know kind of everything we're going to be doing for the Dunn County Fair and Carnival this year. Some of it's similar to most years, and some of it we've kind of added this year. Of course, we're going to have the carnival all 3 days. It's going to be Friday, July 10th, the 11th, and the 12th this year. And we are going to have a quilt show, a petting zoo. We're going to have a foam wall, rock wall, a little bit of a zip line, paintless paintball, among some other things. And then we are also hoping that you guys will do your county commissioners dinner on Saturday, July 11th. And then we are going to have the Bolorama and the mutton busting. We're going to do those 2 nights this year instead of just one. That was one thing that many people loved and enjoyed, and asked if we could have that for 2 nights this year. So we'll have that Friday and Saturday. We'll have our dessert contest, cornhole, tug of war, mud volleyball, and then we are going to have Cowboy Church and the community band on Sunday, our brunch that we put on, bingo, and we're going to have the feud this year. I don't know, a lot of people have already had that before at some function where the guy comes and puts on Family Feud, and it's a lot like the real feud.
That's fun.
Yeah, so we are looking for contestants. So feel free to reach out to the community center if you're interested. And so, you know, everything at this point, you know, we put on is free. And we don't charge for anything. And we do kind of put out monetary prizes. We don't give out, you know, trophies or anything like that. We kind of give out monetary prizes, so.
Most of them are all $1,000, everyone. Even the quilt ladies, we give them $1,000 to display their quilts, which is a big item. They love it, people love it.
Yep.
Tug of war, all of them, each one. First prize is $1,000. Dessert contest, you bring a dessert in, we give you $15. Yep. And then we have some judges. Over the sheriff's office, so he loves to eat.
Yeah. We gotta twist their arm a little.
And then first place is 100, 75 for second, 50, and 25. Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of a fun thing. And we serve the dessert later. And it can be, used to be pies. One time we had 32 pies. We decided to go to whatever you like, cake, pies, whatever.
Yep. Your best dessert.
Your best dessert, so. We hope everybody participates. kind of a fun thing. They enjoy it, so, yeah. And we're always looking for ideas. If you got any ideas or something we don't like, we want to know too. We're just trying to make it a little better, a little bigger every year. We're open for suggestions, so.
So Luann has arranged the commission dinner meal, that's all set.
Okay.
So,
And
which is-
also, just
thank
to
you.
support your efforts, we are doing a schedule. We have a full
Yes.
schedule of events this year. Well, we had one last year, but I mean, this is really comprehensive. And Sarah's worked hard on it, and we've got that done. It's at the printer, and that'll be delivered next week. So you should, I think we've got, what did we count one day? It was like over 100 events. So over this period of time, so it'll be great. It'll be a fun time, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sarah.
Yeah, so we're just
Thank
here.
you. Yeah, well, appreciate you coming in. I think it's good to kind of see what's going on, and it is the Dunn County Fair.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I
So,
know a lot of work has gone into it.
so mark your calendars. Yes, and thank you for your
guys.
support.
We really appreciate it.
Okay, any questions for Sarah or Florine?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Seems like it gets a little bigger and a little better every year.
Yep.
We're attending, so, yeah. We try our best. Let's
Yep.
try. And we're always looking for volunteers. Anybody got nothing
Yep.
going on, come on and join us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep, I know. Okay, so we're waiting, still have time before, is Matt on? Do you see him? I can't see that far. Matt Weatherly, are you on right now? I don't believe so. Okay. Do we want to look at the financial report? Sure.
I wasn't able to unmute myself. Now I got it.
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah,
well,
feel free. I'm good at any time.
Okay. I think we can go ahead right now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead, Matt. Thank you for being on and presenting for us this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure. No, you had me at Family Feud, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to come on out and feud with
Love it.
us.
Love it. Are you able to see a screen if I share that?
Yeah, we sure can.
Very good. Yeah, what I had prepared, is just kind of a broad overview of the proposal. Been corresponding, obviously, a little bit, but fairly generic, I guess, to start with. I want to definitely understand, kind of where you're at and what your needs are. But we were asked to provide a quote to perform a classification and compensation review. And so if I may, I can just kind of fly through that, kind of overview and then answer any questions that you might have.
That sounds good.
Very good. Very good. So as our name suggests, public sector personnel consultants, this is all that we do. We specialize in class and comp. At the local government level, we do probably 60 or 70 surveys a year, mostly for cities. Also, obviously, for counties, we've had a chance to work with over 100 counties throughout the United States. We have a lot of long-term clients in North Dakota. Always an interesting study because there's, such a mix of size of agencies, geography is, a little bit either limiting or dictates some of your market, depending on the pockets of neighborhoods we're talking about. Energy and private sector has a big influence, as well, but we've had a chance to work in Ward County, Williams County, Grand Forks County. We're on our maybe fourth or fifth study for Minot Public Schools right now. Done quite a bit of work at the municipal level. I think all that qualifies us to do is ask, good questions. Do our job descriptions make sense? Does our salary plan, salary tables, salary offerings, afford us the luxury of recruitment, retention, equity, consistency, sustainability, right? So, we could definitely tailor, kind of the answers to those, or in response to those answers, I would maybe kind of tailor our project approach. We have, I would say, probably a dozen competitors around the United States. Our firm, we just use full-time staff. So I'm in full control of our project calendars and our project load. We probably write 20 to 25 formal proposals a year. And I would say maybe another 40 to 50 quotes, per year. We're very fortunate that we do have some clients that, have us, help every 3 years with survey updating, that kind of thing. But we're going to leave behind everything that you might need to be self-sufficient. We're going to remain available, for ongoing support, follow-up questions. If you add a job, change a job, reorganize a job, or reorganize a department, what might that mean, for our jobs? Our quote really kind of covers two major project phases. One is, what are the jobs that we have? So depending on how old or new or fresh your job descriptions are, we can facilitate a job questionnaire exercise for all employees, affording them an opportunity to interact with their job description. There's a layer of, review and sign off at the supervisor or manager or elected official level. But that content from those job questionnaires tends to flow into the DNA of a lot of our deliverables. So reviewing and updating job descriptions, scrutinizing job titles. We have some options in here for job description writing, options for performing desk audit interviews. Virtual is one option, in person is another, at a little bit of a, kind of a different price point, just kind of depending on how wide or narrow we want to, make this scope of work. The right-hand side of this slide really anticipates the second phase of the project. What is the going rate for each of our jobs? Do we have an employment market, or do we have a captive audience? If we have a captive audience, suddenly we might be comparing to agencies like us, counties like us that have similar demographics, similar geography, even similar labor pool opportunities and challenges. I say that simply from a position of naivety, I guess I would say, because depending on where we are, in your state, there's a lot more drivable options for employees in some areas than others. Maybe your understanding of where you lose people, your HR experiences on recruitment and retention matter just as much as any data that we might bring as a third party. But generally speaking, we want to confirm the market. So you all as stakeholders, you all as policymakers need to play a role in that. Definitely want to gain a comfort level with objectively defining the criteria by which we define what is our market. Then we go out and we do a custom salary survey. We're going to collect job descriptions from other agencies. We're going to collect salary plan data, maybe actual salary information from other public employers. We can supplement that data with published private sector information. So labor, trades, clerical, professional, technical, those positions that have some portability between the public sector and the private sector. We would want to gain some insight there for just really the purposes of answering two big questions. One, how are we doing compared to the world we find ourselves in, right? What are our realities for recruitment and retention? And are we offering where we want to be offering? Is that average? Is that median? Is that market plus 5%? Whatever that goal, philosophy, strategy is, to really land on the second question, and that is, where do we want to be? Where do we need to be that allows us to retain, that allows us to recruit, be competitive? So we want to lay out some different options for you as far as salary plan development, linkage to market. I've got some snapshots just kind of a job questionnaire. We've mostly shifted to a paperless online questionnaire, but we have a PAQ, or a position analysis questionnaire. So if we invite employees around the county to complete a review of their job description, they can do that in electronic form or in Word form, but we're asking them about duties, responsibilities, education, experience, licenses, certifications. And again, that content flows into a review of titles, optional job description updating. We can do some follow-up with some of those desk audit interviews, just depending on how deep of a dive we need to do around kind of the health of your existing job descriptions. We can also partner with departments and elected officials to model new jobs or jobs that you don't necessarily have, but might land in a career ladder, in a job family, in a department. I mentioned kind of defining market. So if there's any past approved or established survey comparators, we want to kind of gain an understanding of the differences and the nuances between comparators, which might be agencies like us but not nearby, competitors, which might be any type of employer, I guess I would say, and maybe they are more nearby depending on where people live versus where they work, in your community. You put in front of us, the stakeholders, I want to make sure that all of those audiences are comfortable with whatever that designated or approved survey list is, because that's kind of the green light that we need to go gather market data. Survey example here on the left-hand side, really just comparing job descriptions and comparing base pay. So we might collect minimum, midpoint, maximum, compare your pay or your pay range and pay plan to those offered for similar jobs out in the market. We do have an option to collect benefits information in our quote. These are usually high ticket items like health insurance contributions for employees and dependents, retirement contributions, anecdotally, maybe paid time off, so vacation accrual, number of holidays. You can start to add in other things like ad pay, certification pay, supplemental pay, longevity, deferred compensation to arrive at a total compensation figure as well. So depending on how far you want to go with that market data, then we would design or talk about, the intent of how you wish to administer salaries. We want to recommend pay ranges or pay grades for every job. That can be in a grade and step structure like this. We would model out either using your current pay table if you have one and articulating what might be required to realign to market. So if you have a current pay table and let's say it's got 20 grades on it and we have a job that's low, that job's currently in a grade 8, maybe we need to look at it being in a grade 9 or a grade 10. If you don't have those types of formal things in place, the goal would be to leave you some type of formal structure that would have consistent distance between each range. If it's a step plan, consistent size and number of steps. Open range scale would be without those steps, but just kind of putting up a minimum, a midpoint, a maximum, affording that same range opportunity for all jobs, but also some internal alignment logic that would really allow us to place jobs onto a pay range, obviously matching up with market, matching up with our maybe understanding of internal alignment. If you have a worker and a senior and a lead and a supervisor and a manager, a pay table like this would allow us to be really consistent and offer maybe 10% between each level, 15% up to the manager or the supervisor, those types of things that we could kind of sink our teeth into, even informally, to align both internally as well as externally. If you have public safety, so sheriff's office, looking at, is that on the same pay table? Do we have a step plan? Is that a little bit different than what's afforded to general government or civilian employees? Looking at placing deputies onto a pay structure, ensuring that we're competitive at entry. We understand how they maybe move from rank to rank. Do we, require no overlap from a deputy to a sergeant? What are those salary growth opportunities that look like? And then fill in the blank. Is it longevity? Is it performance? Is it time and job? Those types of things. But realigning then or aligning to market and then placing people onto, each of these pay ranges is really where we would talk about any cost associated with change. Generally, when we perform studies, we're going to advocate that you continue to do what you are going to do without us. Meaning, if you budget regularly for inflation, cost of living, step adjustments, general increases, across the board adjustments, those are things that you should probably be considering every year. We can absolutely weigh in on that. But oftentimes when we're around, we like some messaging first to the employees to say, look, the study itself is not the means by which every employee sees a pay adjustment. That's what the annual budget is for. The study itself might identify where we're low, might identify the need to move a pay range. And everything that I've said up to this point is really a paper exercise, comparing job descriptions, recommending a salary range for each job description. But for implementation, it does, in fact, become a people exercise. If I move someone's salary range, do I need to consider moving their salary? I don't want anybody to fall below minimum. I want to avoid maybe like a deputy or a maintenance worker that's a brand new hire being paid the same thing as a 3-year or a 5-year or a 7-year deputy or equipment operator or maintenance worker. So, aligning to avoid compression, presenting some options there for, change that really kind of reflects whatever goals and objectives we work on together early on. Like, hey, we want to be at market. If we're not at market, how do we get there? Maybe we're at market for some jobs and not, for others. So we would certainly be taking you through a conversation around those factors that influence your organization's ability and intent to compete at a certain level. And then we kind of work on a sliding scale to find our sweet spot, to say we don't want to underdo it, we don't want to overdo it. We want people to be in a competitive pay range, or at least a consistent pay range. And then we keep doing our regular budgeting within those salary ranges. So we would take you through some type of exercise to understand what your market is, understand what your experiences have been on retention and recruitment. That's kind of the high level stuff. We've had a chance to implement just over 1,500 of these now. We've implemented over 98% of the studies that we have done. That's something that we take very seriously from an accountability standpoint, because, really we want to use all of our clients as a reference, potentially for that next client. And so you'll see a lot of, employee participation opportunities in this, a lot of stakeholder and decision maker input and buy-in in this, and full-time staff, from our firm that's doing quite a few of these every year. We hopefully learn something everywhere we go, and we take it for the betterment of that next client. I had anticipated, maybe a combination, of virtual and, on-site, and in-person. So there's options there in our quote, and then some optional add-ons there, like job description writing, desk audit interviews, and adding benefits to the compensation, analysis on the external side. So I will pause there. Obviously, that is a lot. But what questions might I be able to answer?
Any questions?
One question I'd like, if our current structure, we're banded, and it'd be nice to make sure that if we got likewise positions to be in, not in the same band or something, so we're different. And another thing, we do the, people put out their, whatever their job description is, just to make sure that's accurately what they do. We don't know what they all put on, and we want to trust everybody, but just so what they do is actually what they say do and what they do. So, and try and get our, people in a separate category or something, so we don't try and keep two different type jobs at the same category. That's, I guess, where I'm going.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, just so everyone's aware, so when we did the classic comp and we interviewed 3 or 4 different companies before, this was the one that we recommended, so we just wanted him to present to you guys today to get your thoughts on it, and then direction to move forward, I guess. Yeah, I still do think it's a good idea to do a classic comp study for all our employees, just to make sure that everybody is compensated properly,
And, I believe we need to have some structure. We need, we have 100 employees, and there's a lot to, determining, where they should be, and the number one thing is to be equitable. Everybody's got, different job descriptions and different duties. I'm not saying everybody's the same, but we have to treat each position as they should be, and compare to market and to other government entities. And I think this firm, does public entities, so we're kind of comparing apples to apples, even though they do look at our market. So, and just, I think the fee is very reasonable. 17,000 unless we decide on the add-ons, but 160 $70 an employee is investing into this to have a structure that we can depend on. So are there any other questions for Mr. Weatherly? I guess not. Well, thank you for taking the time to present to us.
I guess
Yeah,
I
my
do have a
pleasure.
question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Do we get to see the paperwork after you get job descriptions and all that? The commissioners? I know last
Yeah.
time we did this, we never, I mean, we don't know what they put down or how many, like they said, well, I got 10 employees underneath me. We don't know if they did that or not.
Got it.
I guess what I'd like to see is when the final, before you do anything as far as money wise or moving wages or something, we'd like to know what the job description they consider is.
Sure. Yeah, you sure can. Ultimately, those questionnaires are yours. I would say that they become valuable, sources of information for your human resources staff on an ongoing basis for the purposes of, replacement when you have to do a recruitment. Generally, those questionnaires go to an employee. They can complete an individual or a group questionnaire. And then a supervisor or a manager or their department head or elected official would review and sign off and add comments. And, all of that would be taken into consideration. And we would be supplying those all back, to you. Really, we're not picky about even the format, that we get the information from. It's really just kind of layers of assurance, first at the workforce level, that in 90 days, if we do come back with the money part, somebody raises their hand and say, well, that's great, but that's not what I do, or you compared me to the wrong job. We can at least lean back to, that content that we received that was signed off by a supervisor or by a manager. But we give those back to each of our clients. And so, at whatever level of involvement, we have the benefit, obviously, of not, knowing anyone, right? It's pretty generic, as a third party. And so, that once that's signed off by a manager or elected official, we at least as an outsider, pretty much take that at face value. So.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Well, thanks for taking the time to present to us. We appreciate it a lot, and we'll be in touch.
Yep, sure thing. Have a great week. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yep,
Thank
take
you.
care. Bye. So the city is here. Do we want to listen to the presentation from Matt and Logan? And then if we have any more discussion on the policy or the pay scale, we can get back to that. So if you guys like to come forward. And Jeremy's still doing this.
A lot of numbers to
I
crunch.
know. I keep looking to see if he showed up. And Jeff. Hello.
Hey, thank you for having us today. So today we're flanked by Commission President Logan Wallace and Commissioner Jeff Fair, myself, City Administrator Matt Owes. So a while back, we discussed with the County Commission here regarding the Rodeo Ridge Streets paving project. So luckily, after that meeting, the direction we were given was to meet with county reps and city reps. So we were fortunate to have Commissioner Heiser, Commissioner Pelton, Road Superintendent.
Pull the mic over.
Oh, sorry about that. We had Commissioner Heiser, Commissioner Pelton, Road Superintendent Carey, and then Operations Manager Snell with a meeting along with Commission President Wallace, Streets Commissioner Nordson, myself, Public Works Superintendent Cameron DePeralta, and our city engineer with Highlands Engineering, Kenzie Robertson. So after that meeting, we were able to meet up, we were able to meet with the reps regarding that. We went over different options. If I remember correctly, I believe when I was here at the last meeting, if not, Chairman Dalzell, please let me know. I believe at that point we had an option already on the table. If not, the commission chose option number 2. So I did supply the documentation there to Auditor Winningham and Road Superintendent Carey there to get to the commission regarding option 2 and what that looks like. So that should be in front of you there as we speak. And then within those discussions as well, and would certainly welcome conversation there with Commissioner Peltner, Heiser regarding it, but we did mention briefly the Mountain View Shooting Complex paving there to see if that could be possibly tied in as well. So at the Monday meeting this week, the commissioners chose to move forward with option 2, but that's requiring concurrence with the Dunn County Commission based on our JPA agreement, as far as I understand it. So, and as well as if there's a different option, the county commission was looking at regarding that as well.
Okay. So option 2, is that correct?
Yes, so for the road streets paving, or Rodeo Ridge Streets paving project, excuse me, option 2. And then for the park subsection, that could be part of that project when it's all said and done, essentially, option 2 as well.
What is the cost of paving just the parking lot for the shooting or the trap club?
On the, it looks like with option 2, Commissioner Heiser, you're looking at an estimated engineering cost of roughly $451,030, or yes, $30, excuse me. And that's with that current layout there as presented. And that would be on that page 2 of the document.
In your packet?
No.
Just on the screen. I don't think it's in our packet here.
Okay, yep, thank you. So that is the option that I am discussing there.
And like I emailed you yesterday, Matt, I think we'd look at taking that stuff on the north end and moving it onto the south end would be a better fit for up there. I can't imagine the cost would change much. It'd just be moving the square
Changing
footage
there.
around in the parking lot.
And then I would refer to Commissioner Fair there, because I believe we had City Engineer Robertson, Buildings and Ground Supervisor Joe Hurt, and then Commissioner Fair as well. You're able to walk that parking lot, get an idea there as well. Otherwise, I would say we would certainly entertain any changes on that end. Otherwise, these were the 2 that we had. I did ask, yeah, we weren't able to get a third drawing, so I do apologize there. But Engineer Robertson was able to put these together just to give some, good guidance.
I guess, what's your thoughts on it, Jeff? Do you like this picture, or did you want to put it more on the south side?
I think if we did it all on the south side would be all right, because that's mainly where everybody parks, but like the only concern I had with it was like our handicap accessible we got right now. If there isn't paved, you can't get to it if it rains, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your handicap accessible is on the north side of the building.
We got one at the trap range, the pistol and rifle range, and the archery building, but everything's dirt getting to them right now.
And to that question, Commissioner Pelton, yeah, it looks like, yep, and that would be on the south side of that building there, where you have that blue mark, yep, and then those other areas as Commissioner Fair discussed.
But everything that we ran into this year so far, just with the archery and with the trap side, we've all been on the south side.
So Commissioner Pelton and Commissioner Heiser, when you guys had met and discussed the project, what are your thoughts?
Well, we looked at it, and one of the major questions I asked, what's the driving factor? To spend $3.5 million or on this year, and it's the range, the shooting range is what it is, because at the last meeting, I asked Mike to put out counters. There's 36 vehicles on one side and like maybe 12 on the other. It's a lot of money. I don't know that it's totally in the city. I want to have a working relationship with the city, but probably bid in July and due in 27. We've actually kind of we had that meeting, talked about our budgets, where where we're going to be at, where can we fit this in. We know it's not going to fit in this year's budget, and we haven't gone to our 27 budget yet, so I'm just wondering where we can fit this in, and it's I keep looking back to that 8 miles of paving we're doing on the mountain. That's $6 million, and here we're 30 some hundred feet for 3.5. And this option number 2, 3.4 million, does that include the 400,000 for the parking lot?
That does not include that, Commissioner Heiser, at this time.
So now we're pushing 4 million. I just,
And again, our engineer's estimates, we did 2 bids today that were
Way
a fair
under,
amount under
so you
engineer's
never know.
estimates too, so you hope when it comes to bid day that it's less than what they're actually estimating, right?
Yes, that's right, Commissioner Olson, because I know at that rep meeting we discussed as well, the anticipation is that this engineer's estimate is going to be high. To hit on some of the items that Commissioner Heiser was discussing, we understand with a project, that we're doing in town, so you have some different additions that are itemized on that engineer's estimate, including street lighting, right? With option number 2, we're doing sidewalk, curb, and gutter on one side as well, so that's certainly going to raise the cost. My hope would be, obviously, in our discussions, we had that meeting there, that we're going to be pretty close as far as the paving's concerned, similar to what the county's receiving in bids. So, and of course, it's one of those that, once we get the bids in, it's always at the commission discretion, right? So, we're obviously hoping to get underestimate, by a significant amount, but it's one of those that the city engineer wants us sets in place, because we have seen higher prices in our area over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, just in the last 6 weeks, the price of our bids has increased. I mean, we're getting a lot more over the estimate now than we are under. And 6 weeks ago, we were the other way.
Okay.
So I mean, with the price of oil and stuff,
And you gotta, look through their bid there, so the total paving part's 792,000. So it's all the additions. So like our paving project, we had a whole separate bid part for the grading and graveling and all that. Well, they've got it all lumped into one as part of this one, it's got graveling on there for 408,000. And that'll be grading and going on with it,
yeah, that, you add the 2 together, and that's what we got up there too. That's grading and graveling, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I want to be working partner with the city, but maybe, as a suggestion, maybe the county pays a percentage of it and what that is.
So that was my question. What kind of cost share are we considering? I'm sure you think county could do 90% and you guys, no, I'm not really.
Yep, so, excuse me, so the guidance we got from the commission was essentially a 50-50 split cost share. So similar to what we did for the Mountain View Shooting Complex, right, and some different projects, right? We did High Street there a couple years back as well. Not apples to apples, of course, but a similar concept. But ultimately, and Commissioner President Wallace or Commissioner Fair could speak to it a bit better than I can, but I believe, essentially any help obviously would be better than none, in our opinion, so.
Well, I'd like to help with this. It's part of our quality of life and improvements and working with the city. But I'd, like to see us put a number into the 27 budget. And I think we can help. I mean, we've done projects in each of the cities and we've helped, with the cities, and that's part of our county too. So if we look at, even looking at the grading and, graveling part of it, some of those costs we could maybe absorb, but we should plan for it in our budget, because right now we've kind of budgeted out our road budget for the year.
Are you guys trying to do this project this year or next year?
Yep,
Next
so-
year would be at 27.
Yep, as Commissioner Heiser pointed out, you're looking at a potential to do a 2-year type project, right? If you can do a certain section, then, but most likely 27 construction.
When the road was paved up to the county shop, was that a cost share on that one too?
It's half county, half city.
Yep.
That was half
Yeah,
and
it
half, that
was.
was a 50-50 split for that one.
Yeah.
This is full city. Maybe to cut some of this cost, this is just for discussion. Do we really need to put that street on the backside, on the east side of the county shop, that whatever, I think you have a map in here, that street that's on the east of the county shop, that's kind of there's just an easement, it's not really a road. I think you could cut out some what our traffic count was like 12 a day, and in front was 36. You could sure cut a lot of money out of there, but unless there's a specific reason why that needs to be done.
No, and I do believe, only reason why we put in CC Avenue is to, make it complete all the way around.
But that is also an option where we can, I mean, we can leave it gravel.
Because it's not really graded and it's not even straight, it's crooked and it's just.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be in favor of the project. We just need to put it in our budget for 27, because like I said, we met the other day and we're kind of, what we plan on doing, we're kind of tapped out and so.
What do you guys, any
I
comments?
think we need to see where we're sitting with our budget. I mean, which will be done in August.
I think these guys would like to probably
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
kind of an idea, because they know if you plan on bidding it, so that we kind of know where we're at. And,
So, taking off or excluding that part to the east, how much of a savings is that? I mean, we wouldn't be looking at this
I don't know what it is
3.4
for
million.
footage here,
But, I mean, if we were to try to dedicate, and it's not final yet, just say $1 million to this project for 27. I mean, right now, it looks like a third of the cost, but
Yeah.
it would probably be more because we wouldn't be doing everything that shows on the map, so. I mean, would that be a reasonable, so you guys have something to go on?
And then, like the shooting complex, we just go half and half on that one then, or what are you thinking there?
Yeah, that's how our JPA
Yeah.
is, right? Yeah.
I have another question too. Within this, till the 2027 season, is there a possibility we can do some more traffic counts on those roads during like summer months,
Sure.
winter months, fall months? Because
Yeah.
it's going to vary, and just listening to the positivity that's coming out of the community with the shooting complex and the amount of kids and adults that are partaking in this, I do believe this is going to continue to grow. As far as,
And that's part of it, your traffic count's a little skewed too, because I know all winter long, there was 80 kids shooting up there. So you've got better part of 80 families heading up there 2-3 times.
depending
a
on
week
what
for
time of day it
practice.
is, we did it for one solid week.
Yeah,
And
and
so that
it was
week-
an off-season week
Yeah,
when
and-
the archery season was off and trap season was barely getting rolling maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was right in between the two seasons too. So yeah, that week that you picked is probably a skewed
If I'd
week.
make a suggestion and then you'll know exactly, the week or 2 weeks you're really busy out there with your trap shooting, just give Mike a call. They just walk out the door and set him up.
Okay.
and that also too, also give us a count too, like on that CC Avenue,
Sure.
one to the east there, just to see how many people are actually using that versus Casey and Rough Stock.
Just get with Mike if there's any time you think, or, they're not that hard to set up.
The counters out.
Yeah, we have them.
I know my habit, I always go to the CC and get up that way when I go out there.
We just need to make sure that the guys blading the roads kind of don't run over them again.
Yeah. Or stack up the berm.
Okay. I guess we'll just keep the discussion going. I think the consensus is that the commission is willing to move forward on this cost share, and it's kind of hard to put a number to it right now, but we're willing to work with you guys. Appreciate our working relationship. It's really good.
We absolutely appreciate it as well.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, all the projects we've done 50/50 with you have been on where we owned one half of the road and you guys own the other half so far.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else? Yep, thanks a lot. Okay, now we'll do the financial report and then we'll get back to the,
So for April, we ended with 9 million in Rivera. We have in the Rivera DDM account roughly 45 million. In the First International Money Market, we have 21 million. In the treasurer payroll accounts, we have another roughly 2 million, and then in our CDs, we have 31 million. We will be transferring from our DDM account into our bank account until we get some more oil money rolling in there. So we ended with 107 million for the month of April. And for April oil and gas, we got 2.2 million. I expect that in May, that's going to go up probably May and June. July will probably be 3.5 million. So that'll help a little bit because right now we should be at 33% and we're only at 28% of what we projected for 2026. But right now, who knows? It's kind of all over the place. So just a rough projection there on oil and gas. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Have you noticed, Ellie, I heard, I read an article or something that our Bakken crude is fetching more than it normally was just because of the shortage of oil, and we were able to feed oil to them, to the refineries, so.
It seems like it is. When I'm reading the articles and looking at all the charts and stuff, it does seem like
You know,
that.
from West Texas to ours was always, what,
Yep.
$6, $7, and I think now we're trying,
Yeah.
because it's here and.
Mhm. Okay, thanks, Sally. Okay, I guess getting back, Jeremy's not in yet. The public sector personnel consultant, Matt Lilly, and with his presentation, I guess what are the commission's thoughts?
You know, I think we're onto something. We have to do something. I mean, we're kind of all over the board, and I think we can do this here. I mean, not that whatever he says is set in stone, but at least we have an idea where we're heading and where we're at. I mean, our last study was, you know, a number of years ago. I think we're probably due for it. So hopefully we can unify everybody and everything. So I don't know what, that's just my opinion. I don't know what the rest of the board thinks, but I think we have to do something, and I think we got a proposal in front of us.
I'd just like to know what areas they're going to study. I mean, surrounding areas, what are they going to put us in? We're just gonna.
Bessie, if you'd like, because you've been talking with.
Thank you. In answer to that question, they would speak to this board and your department heads to determine what the area should be. And I believe in his presentation, Mr. Weatherly said that this board would need to sign off on who they were surveying, what entities, what area that they were surveying. So I guess the answer to your question is you guys would be in on that determination.
Yeah, they'd probably come with a recommendation, and we say yes or no, or add to it, or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the cost is very, reasonable. I guess my question would be the virtual interviews, desk audits for 100 employees, is that right?
Yes, so
9,000?
The virtual interview desk audits are generally with the department heads. That's
Okay.
how they were done
Okay.
last time. So, for instance, Sally would have that desk audit with the organization for the positions within her department. Going back to what Commissioner Heiser said earlier, to ensure that what her staff put on their questionnaire is exactly what they do.
So I would think we would want to include that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely.
And the updated job descriptions, each one is $100. Does that make sense to everyone? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. And the benefits in compensation survey. So we can get all that information from counties through the North Dakota Association of Counties, correct?
Yes, that information is published.
So I don't know, would it be necessary to spend money on to include the benefits.
I would say not.
I think we already know what our costs are and what other counties do, so. Okay. Well, then I guess need to decide if we move ahead with this proposal. I think, Dave and Desi had interviewed this company and a few others, and this was by far the most reasonable cost and most relatable to our county
relatable
government.
to our county,
Yeah.
and then, he just seemed like he was the most knowledgeable out of the other companies that we talked to.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to enter a contract with public sector personal consultants.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Olson, to enter into a contract with public sector personnel consultants for classification and compensation study. Any further discussion?
We get to see and okay the stuff before
Yep.
it goes through. Okay.
We'll have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton? Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Desi.
Thank you.
We have vouchers and still no. I always feel like you don't want him sitting there waiting, but he's not here.
A little smoke coming out of that room.
Yeah.
Calculators burning.
Yeah. I told him if he wanted to have James could help too, but I think Mike's helping him. He probably is, I don't know. That's a lot of numbers to crunch.
You gonna do vouchers?
Vouchers. Jen had sent those out yesterday, and then we also have them at our desk somewhere. I don't know. Okay.
I'll move to approve the vouchers as presented.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Olson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Pelton to approve the vouchers as presented. Any discussion? Any discussion? There's just one question. What Butler Machinery, new equipment and parts, 399,000. What new
To
equipment?
check with Mike on that.
Either that or your folder should hold it over there.
Road. Butler. Is it, oh, he took them, I think. I think Mike was carrying it around.
Let's see. I don't know where to put.
Too much paper. When you get home, what do you do with all your paper?
Actually, most of it's in my folder down there.
49,000.
Gets what he when he gets full.
What that piece of equipment is.
The what?
Read my chicken scratch.
Well,
Yeah.
Walworth Truck Center, 149,000.
Mike, Walworth Truck Center, 149,000. You remember what that was?
Equipment, and then Butler, 399,000, almost, just under 400,000. That's what I remember. Blade?
You got a new blade?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
But the other one I can't recall.
You know, that Walworth Truck Center for 149,000, that's gotta be almost buying something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get a new truck?
Track loader. Track loader. What's a model 160, 15?
That's a motor grader,
Okay.
160.
Don't we have to bid those?
What's that?
Don't we have to bid?
Get them
for
off of
blades?
Sourcewell.
Where they go off that thing in Minnesota,
Oh,
Sourcewell.
okay, okay.
where they're already
Yeah.
bid?
I remember that, what is it called?
Sourcewell. or-
Sourcewell, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, I'm not sure what that is.
I remember when I was auditor, I had to explain that to our auditors. They didn't like it, but it is it's a standard thing now. Okay, anything else?
You got to vote on the.
Oh, yes, we haven't voted yet. We had a motion and a second, so all in favor of approving the vouchers as presented, we'll do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dawes?
Yes, motion carries. So tomorrow is the WDEA roundtable up in Watford City. Signed up to go to that. Craig, you're going?
I'm going.
Al? Okay.
They might give
And,
us an idea where oil's headed to.
yeah, I don't know if anybody knows. It's down today, it's only $95.
Well, it's 110 yesterday.
So,
They're gonna wear out the gas pumps changing the prices.
No, they don't change it when it goes down.
No.
so at, oh, good. We can't adjourn yet because Jeremy's back. We've been waiting for you. No, you're fine.
Got a lot of bids to go through.
We're just ready now, so.
I thought your calculator overheated.
Yeah, so verified the bids, and I think we should treat these as obviously two separate projects. The CP 132607, which is the box culvert project, Trotter Construction was verified to be the low bidder. I think they've been in business for 40 or 50 years, a local contractor. So I would recommend awarding it to Trotter Construction in the amount of $593,635.80.
Madam Chairman, I move that we give Trotter Construction the bid for CP 1307.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to award the Spring Creek box culvert bid to Trotter Construction. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson? Commissioner Pelton? Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dawes?
Yes, motion carries.
Then on the other project, the CP 1322-03.1, which is the 11th Street project, Trotter Construction was verified the low bid at $912,897.96, which I would recommend awarding it to Trotter Construction.
Madam Chair, I make a motion for, I don't have the numbers correct here,
897?
897.96. Trotter Construction.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to award the, let's see, 132203.1 project on 11th Street to Trotter Construction. Any further discussion?
One thing about it, they're totally qualified, but I think they're a little new to the county work now, Jeremy. I don't think they've really bid much county work in the past, have they?
Well, this is the first year they bid it, and this is the first time they've ever
Yeah.
awarded one,
Well,
or two.
definitely qualified.
We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson? Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dawes?
Yes, motion carries. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. So at noon, we're going to have the groundbreaking on the Public Service Center over at the location. So I guess until then, if there's any other business to come before the commission, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Olson to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Meeting adjourned at 11:27.